Welcome, welcome. I'm MTG Joe, and we are kicking off our official Wizard-sponsored stream day. So I am the official content creator today for MTG Arena, and thanks to Wizards, I have a bunch of Arena codes for Throne of Eldraine packs that I'll be giving out throughout the day and over the course of the week. So I'll be giving them out to my followers on Twitch, subs on YouTube, and then followers on Instagram and Twitter. So look out. I'll send out some messages with some codes. If you're new to the channel, drop a follow, sub on YouTube, and I'll be randomly giving out codes to people throughout the day. So what we're going to be playing today is all off meta decks. So these are all brews that I've had. So trying to move away from choose your Simic deck of choice, food decks, stuff like that. I think everyone's a little tired of that. So we got some brews. Probably have about 6 or 7 decks, and then we'll play some Brawl probably. So the first deck up is a Big Red deck. So Big Red typically is an archetype in which base mono red, where you have a higher converted mana cost, sometimes called Chandra Tribal in the current standard. Basically what we're trying to do is play almost like a control deck out of red with a very faint splash of white for Deafening Clarion. So the deck itself, we are trying to leverage Irencrag Feat. So it is a 4 mana spell that adds 7 mana to your mana pool and lets you cast 1 additional card for the turn. So what we're trying to do is turn 4 play out either Chandra Awakened Inferno or Ugin. Both of these kind of ahead of curve can be quite devastating to the opponent. Also, this Chandra is very good with all the flash coming around. The fact it can't be countered as a top-end threat is quite useful. And then the rest of the deck is basically some forms of removal and card advantage. We do have Chandra's Regulator as a way for us to double up activations of Chandra Planeswalkers. And we can also discard spare mountains or red cards to cycle through our deck. We have Chandra's Triumph, which in the deck with 8 Chandras in it, can at times deal 5 damage, good against the Cavaliers deck's main board. Scorching Dragonfire can exile, which is good against like the cats and stuff like that if you can hit it before it sacks. Both of these are instant speed, and they can target both creatures and planeswalkers. So it's flexible in that case that it's not a dead card against, say, like Jeskai Fire Super Friends. Golden Egg is both a card advantage, so it's a cycler at the 2 mana slot and also can be served as life gain. And in a pinch, we can use it to filter our mana if we don't have white for the Clarion. Bonecrusher Giant is just a useful card. It's removal and burn damage as well as a threat. Chandra Acolyte of Flame against the more controlling decks can be an aggressive card. When I was testing out this deck against Flash a couple times, you just control their board against creatures and then keep hitting them with 2/2s. Her minus ability is also relevant because we have a lot of 3 mana or less spells that we can flash back. So basically any of our removal spells. Clarion's a necessary evil in a control deck. You need to have a sweeper against the more aggressive decks. And then just wrapping it up, we have 2 Sarkhans. We have 14 planeswalkers in the deck. So it's a way for us to kind of close out the game faster. It also, with the minus ability on a dragon, can hold back attackers. Mana base wise, pretty standard. We have 8 sources of white in terms of duels. The Scryline's relevant. And then I have a couple Castle Embereths. We can probably actually shave down one of those. Just go for another mountain. We don't have a high density of creatures, so it's not as relevant. And then we have a Blast Zone as a catch-all removal, and then 2 beacons. With the 14 planeswalkers, it's a way to offset your life total as well. Sideboard-wise, we have Grafdigger's Cage versus the food decks, like the cat ovens. So creatures in graveyards and libraries can't enter the battlefield, so it shuts off cat. And there's not as relevant cast cards from their library or graveyard, so not as relevant there. Devout Decrees versus like the black-red cleave decks also is a way for us to destroy like planeswalkers, Chandras against if we play Grixis Fires, stuff like that. Fry as just catch-all removal. Lava Coils as More burn spell. 14 or 12. Give me one sec, buddy. I'll let you know. 2 Spyglass versus like Nisa deck, stuff like that, and then 4 Warboss post board when we want to be the aggressor. Planeswalker count, we have 8, 12. 12. Counting is not my forte this part of the morning. So 12, still enough for probably Beacon. It's come up enough that the incidental life gain is quite relevant. So let's play some ranked. I'm currently in the Platinum tier. I've been brewing with these decks. So in total today we're going to be playing Big Red, Black White Aggro, Life Gain Aggro, Dimir Tempo, Hate Bears, Affinity as a start, and then we'll probably brew up some more stuff. The Flash matchups are a little tough, but we'll see how it goes. Let's switch it up. Tried as much as possible to avoid blue-green decks. I feel like everyone's kind of over that at this point. Thanks for the follow, buddy. So we'll see how it goes. The turns you can get like a turn 4 Chandra with this deck are quite awesome. The only thing I found is like in some of the more grindy matchups, if you're playing against like Hydroid Crisis decks, it's a little tough. I don't particularly like the double Chandra. Opponent goes first. Let's try it out. Okay, so this could be Oven. Sarkhan's not bad. Keeping this hand mainly. Tybalt could be interesting, maybe as a sideboard card for the life gain. It's more Hydroid Crisis as like the removal. So I'm just gonna take out. Actually, let's wait. I'm gonna take out Devil here instead of going Golden Egg. Because they've already used their food this turn. Yeah, I could shut off their life gain, but I think it's just more controlling the board. Chandra could close them out pretty quick, and it's more the damage that they would deal us that's the problem. So we also have Chandra to flash back removal if need be. Plus we drew another Chandra's Triumph, which will now deal 5 damage with Chandra out. If we draw land, we can technically go into Sarkhan, which might be quick enough. Okay, so they have another Devil here. I think we just continue being aggressive here. Regulator is interesting. Because like we can discard the Chandra Acolyte of Flame. I think right now though, I just want to get this Sarkhan out. Hit a land, play Sarkhan. We also, they're stumbling on lands, so we want to close this game out quick. We got rid of 2 Mayhems. Okay, cool. And at this point, they might think we're just an aggressive deck. So this matchup, probably the Devout Decrees, the Lava Coils, and the Cage. I don't think we want to name Oven, but we can probably just see how that goes. Bonecrusher's okay early on. I think I'm actually going to shave down 2 of these Chandras. Ugin's also probably not as they do kind of grind us. Chandra's a good sweeper. You know, it's probably Sarkhan, to be honest. Keep the Ugins in. Sarkhan's not the best in this matchup. The Dragonfire Exiles triumphed. Maybe Regulator. This is the fun part. Yeah, maybe Egg, yeah. Shave down a couple. This will be a longer game. We might want to put Sarkhan back in. Because they're not going to burn us out quick. We drew both our eggs. I'll keep this. We basically have 2 cycles here. If we can draw a white source, it'll be useful. If we could take a Jund Cat Oven pretty early. Scorching Dragonfire before they get Oven down would also be good. Or, you know, another 6-drop. Okay, so we can still Clarion by using the egg to filter through mana. Oh, we are gonna ruin their day. So I can shock in or just conserve my life total. I think I'd rather keep the option for 3 life later on. They do have a food token, so they could bring 1 cat back. But we can then Chandra's Triumph it. Ah, they got the oven. That's unfortunate. Let's go egg first. So here, let's just go like this. Depending what they play out, I might just gain 3 life. This plays around Chandra being able to hit them, and then the incidental life gain will probably drain us out faster than we can Chandra Emblem. Actually, there's probably an opening there. I could have killed it. So we'll take the damage here. Puts us back up to 11. Ooh, Dragonfire's good. Okay, so we'll see if they bring the cat back. Let's put a stop on my end step. Let's exile Familiar. So they do have another one in the yard, but at least this takes them off a turn of attacking. Oh, no, remove stop. So they were keeping the passage in case they had Mayhem Devil. Might have a 4-drop here, but they usually don't play 2. Okay, so it's just hard cast Wicked Wolf. I think we kill it anyways, because it like we do this, they sack it, they get the cat back, but Chandra will be a clock at least. Okay, we got another Chandra's Regulator, so we can hopefully try to catch them in a loop here. We just want to try to get enough emblems on them that we can grind out this cat. They got a goose, so that's 2 emblems. The smart thing is for them to attack us. Okay, so they're doing that. Acolyte is also nice. So it's deal 3 here. I just want the Gilded Goose off the table. The more food tokens they get, it's better for them. And then I'm just going to hold this up. Try to catch them like off turn. Chandra also helps speed up the clock. And then we have 3 life that we can gain from here. I can also flashback Clarion if they get more to the board. Corvold? Okay. That's actually quite scary. And it helps them refill their hand. So I can Chandra's Triumph this. But I'm gonna wait. Oh, actually, I should have sacked the egg before, because I get to draw a card. Okay. Because with that trigger on the stack, they could have sacked for that. Let's just go to our turn. Okay, we have Stomp as well. So I'm going to 5 damage this. Cat comes back. Stomp this. That does... Actually, we should have probably not stomped it. We can -1 to get rid of the cat. And that exiles. Okay, so that worked out okay. And then we could gain 3 life off this. They did get to draw a few cards. And then we can put another emblem. We can start even just casting the Chandra. Going to town. Because our priority is probably at a certain point to try to take Chandra off if they can't deal enough quick damage to us. Of course, another cat. So we're going to gain the life here. Second Oven's also annoying. They got a lot of damage here. Let's do Clarion here. So this will force them to start doing their sack effects. Any damage that they throw towards these is beneficial for our life total. And then we'll just throw out Chandra. Alright, so they can bring back the cat once. It drains us. They effectively drain us 3 per turn. They gain 3. Ah, they got another devil? Yeah, we're dead. Because they have 1 off that. The sack is 1. The sack is 2, 3. So they get 3 per. Okay, we do have Devout Decree. So I'm doing this because the cat would just be sacked anyways. This deck can grind. That's the problem. We've exiled 2 cats already. The problem is we don't have instant speed to deal with this right now. And we ran... Because if I target minus... Hey, Quantum. If I target minus, it gets sacked. This just makes tokens. I could flash back like Scorching Dragonfire, but it gets sacked. So I think we just plus here. And just try to aggressive them out of the game. I think we're dead anyways. Clocks don't matter at this point. They don't have the mana to draw right now, but that drains us a bunch. The problem is, like, all these Chandra triggers, they're just offsetting it by Cauldron Familiar coming in. I think I might want Warboss on the play. They've probably taken out all their removal. They drew Corvold, but I don't think it matters. Okay, so how do we win this turn? Because we basically got a turn. So Devout Decree on him. Maybe get them to sack Chandra. So we gotta hope that they misplay. Yeah, Shield Breaker might be something we need. Like, this game, if we had Grafdigger's Cage... Okay, so they sack the cat. So they played it right. They sacked cat there. Regulators... Not really going to do anything for us right now. Just flex on them. Then we have a second Chandra. They're going to take 5 damage. Because we didn't get another turn. Regulator would have let us double up our triggers. But, because cat comes in, they sack. Yeah, they got us there. They managed to grind out quite a few turns. So I actually don't think this is a matchup where we want Regulator. Chandra was okay there. Bonecrusher feels pretty lackluster here. So let's bring in the Warboss. We can Spyglass Oven. Or do we want the golden eggs? Again, like Sarkhan doesn't do too much. Like at least Ugin can... Their thing is they're not really going to attack in with Cat if they do have it. And then at least with the castle or with Ugin it can blow up some of their bigger threats and the Trail of Crumbs. Maybe we do a split here. Or you know what, let's go down an Irencrag, put Ugin in, and then play 2 Spyglass. Lava Coil's a bit iffy too. Like it's removal, but we're on the play, so we can hopefully catch a cat. For all those tuning in that just joined, I'm MTG Joe. We are in match 3. We're playing a bunch of non-meta decks, bunch of brews. This hand's bad. I don't think I could keep it. Because Devout Decree doesn't really hit anything early. I think we mulligan. It's pretty awful. But we also have Grafdigger's Cage, which is arguably one of the best cards in this matchup. I am the Magic Arena sponsored content creator for the day. So I got a bunch of codes thanks to Arena that I'll be giving out kind of in between videos on the stream to my Twitch followers, YouTube subs. So I'll go around and kind of direct message people. So let's see if they realize what Grafdigger's Cage does. Oh, jeez. Well, we got all the mana for Chandra. And I don't think they'll have... Okay, so they have Man Devil. Clarion would be fantastic here. Even just any removal to insulate our life total. Spyglass is kind of redundant, but let's see what they got going. Oh, they got Casualties of War. Trail of Crumb. This Casualties is going to ruin us. We didn't see it the first 2 games. Irencrag Feet. Okay, Chandra's Triumph isn't bad. Because they're going to have food token to protect the wolf anyways. And I probably just start embleming. Or actually, I'm just going to minus, I think. Feels really bad using 6 mana to deal with a 1 mana threat. They'll probably play Wicked Wolf. Oh, they don't. Okay, so then yeah, we're going to do that. We're going to just exile this. Because they're still 2 mana off from Casualties. So we're kind of forced, because they had Vraska. We don't really have a way to deal with this Vraska right now. So they have wolf with food backup, and then they have casualties. So let's draw first, see what we get. Sarkhan's also nice. So let's put an emblem. So Sarkhan goes up here. So I'm actually going to make them make the choice. I'm not going to make a creature because we don't get any utility out of it because they just kill it with casualties this turn. So I'd rather hit them for 5 or 4 here. And targeting this wouldn't make sense because we wouldn't be able to kill it because of the food token. If we had like an instant speed spell, we could have also used. Okay, so I'd expect casualties to come down. I wonder if they go Spyglass to unlock Vraska, then Vraska Grafdigger's Cage the following turn. That also seems reasonable. And then casualties would probably target one of our white sources. That's my guess. Yeah. So Vraska will come down the following turn. This hits into Sarkhan. It's not the end of the world. That can deal some damage. They do have like 1 damage a turn coming their way. So if they don't have a cat, they'll be impacted. This is a tough matchup, I think. I played against a lot of like creature decks when I was testing this deck and kind of smacks them in the face. Okay, they go the Trail of Crumbs route. So I'm going to see how they attack. Or actually... I think we have to get rid of Mayhem Devil. They can attack into Sarkhan, but this turns off right now their ability to deal a whole bunch of incidental damage. That's fine. They go after us. So I wonder if they're going to just... Oh, yeah, I guess you ping the damage there. There's 2 on the stack. So they'll attack it down with Wolf. They can start making the Wolf bigger. They have 3 food tokens. Clarion doesn't do much right now, so... I think we just passed the turn. Vraska can start also just gaining a life each turn. And they're drawing 2 cards, so they're going to grind us out. One of the downsides of playing a non-blue based control deck is you sometimes will just lack like card advantage. We have Regulator. There's 4 mana Chandra, but she makes you cast it that turn. I'm guessing the cage comes down? Yeah. Well, cage has done what it's set out to do. which has been promising. Yeah, we're dead. They sack this. This just keeps getting bigger. We're not going to be able to outspeed them. Alrighty. Took 1 or 2, and it had like options there. Just gonna give Arena a quick reset, and we'll run it through. As it loads, as I mentioned, Wizards gave me a bunch of codes to give away, so I'll be going through kind of in between videos throughout the day. I have 5 decks queued up, plus some more that we'll probably brew. We'll do about an hour or so of each video. And then kind of just take some breaks in between, walk the dog like usual. I have all day devoted to Magic today. So we've been playing the Big Red. Throughout the day I'll go Black-White Life Gain, Dimir Tempo, Blue-White Hate Bears, Boros Affinity. If there are any other decks you'd like to see brewed up, let me know in the comments, and we'll try to get to as much as we can today. So the deck itself is... we haven't been able to do what I wanted to do, but Irencrag feed into Chandra, turn 4, kind of gets you ahead. You have a bunch of removal in the form of Chandra's Triumph, Scorching Dragonfire, stuff of that nature to kind of get you ahead in that case. I don't really think there's much like draw card. Blue-White Hate Bears is... so a Hate Bear is something like Tithe Taker, which is a kind of tax on the opponent. So when you hear like Hate Bears decks, think in like Legacy, Death and Taxes. You have like Thalia, stuff like that. So it's kind of a creature-based blue-white mid-range deck. Here, let me show you. It's easier than explaining. So the one card I wanted to play was... what's it called? Creatures entering the battlefield don't trigger abilities. What is your name? Creatures entering the battle. Hushbringer. So I originally had this in the deck, but it was a non-bow with the rest of the deck because all my creatures are under the battlefield. So you have stuff like Giant's Killer, which is a creature with removal on it. Tithe Taker makes the flash decks worse. The Deputy can reset tokens and stuff. Elite Guard Mage draws you a card. And then you have like Oketra. Teferi's kind of the hatiest of Hate Bears. So it's kind of a blue-white mid-range tax deck. So it's a different type of tempo. So let's go one more with the Big Red deck. And then we'll probably switch up decks. I'm trying as much as possible to make white decks actually potentially be a thing. There was I feel like there's like not enough representation from that color. Golden Egg's immediate value, Chandra's Regulator is long term, but I think we put away the Regulator. I think I want more action. Fires, please not be fires. Fires is really tough. Yeah, Plains hasn't been a good card for quite some time. Fires is a very difficult deck for us to deal with. So the sequence of land, Irencrag feet, or just all our Chandras. I might do the early concession here, only to hedge up our matchup and not let them see what we're playing. Yeah. Right now, all they've seen is 2 eggs. Fries are good. Devout Decree. Is Fry even good? So deals to Fairy, deals with... yeah, Fry's good. Chandra's okay because it could target. The Clarions are bad. Ugin's needed. Bonecrusher's okay. Actually, could probably get rid of Devout Decree. Because Devout Decree is only going to hit Cavalier of Flame. The golden eggs are fine. You could probably shave down one. Because the thing is, this deals with Teferi as well. I can use double of these. The Triumph usually will deal 5 damage, so I need to keep the Chandras in. The Exile on the Scorching Dragonfire is also relevant. Might actually just shave one. I want the eggs. The eggs being cyclers are good. So I usually try not to concede too early, but in that matchup there, we missed our land. They were going to likely have fires the next turn, but they already had a threat. This hand's good. So if we draw Chandra, then we could turn 4 Chandra with this hand. And they have a Sphinx. Oh, they have double Sphinx. So they're almost guaranteed to have fires on turn 4 here. The one thing we lack to... so we can play... it's the 2 mana Destroy Artifact or Enchantment. We can play that. It's a little narrow, though. Whereas, green has a little bit more. Yeah, it could look like we just missed land drops in terms of Mardu Doom. Okay, so we just need to draw land, and we are turn 4 Chandraing. Tithe Taker's fine. Show me a land. Land. Watch me just not draw the land. And then feel terrible about not drawing the land. What did I say? Just not draw the land? I think taking Teferi out for 0 value for our opponent's good. That's very annoying. We have 25 lands in our deck, and we drew 2 extra cards, and we still didn't hit it. I do like Fires playing Tithe Taker out of the side. The worst matchup typically is... Are you kidding me? Chandra's Triumph just deals with Tithe Taker here. I actually think I'm just going to play Regulator out. And I have to do this now. So we lose a lot of the impact here. 2 turns ago, Chandra would have been backbreaking. Now it just gets attacked down the turn it comes down. They likely have either fires or they have another Sphinx, I believe. They double Scryed on their upkeep. So... if you do, copy that ability. So what we're going to do here is Irencrag. Oh, you know what? I had the extra mana. Shouldn't have done that. Shock. Because this generates 7, Chandra 6, so when we activate the ability, we have 1 floating. Mystical Dispute. Well, we lost this game. Magic sometimes is a petty beast. So that one went shorter, so we'll run it. Try to do about an hour of each deck. Fires is tough. They might have just gone... They have to be fires. Like, you don't play Sphinx of Foresight and that combination of spells and not be fires. like they'll usually play Mystical Dispute to the side for a counterspell deck, but it's odd that they bring it in against us because it does become useless. We'll keep this. If they are fires, we have our main board answer to it. Seeing a creature deck makes me happy. So because we have Clarion, I'm not going to do it yet. We also have triple Chandra's Triumph, which is nice. Okay, so I think this is fine to Clarion. Because the edge wall's what's going to give them card advantage. Plus they'll have 4 mana next turn potentially, which is Lovestruck to cast Lovestruck. Yeah, so Fires won't run counters main, but they'll usually play 2 to 3 Mystical Dispute and a couple Dovin's Veto post board. Their worst matchup is the Flash deck. When you're playing effectively for the first couple turns, 1 card a turn and not really pressuring your opponent. So despite having the Clarion here, I am gonna Chandra's Triumph the edge wall because I don't want him to draw a card off casting the Order of Midnight. Yeah, like I think the last time we ran Fires on the channel, we were playing best of 1 because we were playing a wishboard version, so that sideboard's not a true representation of Questing Beast is gross. So land lets us double. So I'm just gonna Chandra and I'm actually gonna plus her. I just need her out so Chandra's Triumph actually can deal 5 damage next turn. And they may not be... I like that one, Questing Beast. Do whatever the hell you want for 4 mana. There's that new green one they spoiled for Theros. So I actually want to see... wanted to land there so I could have Clarioned. You know what? Let's see if they block. If they block, I just Clarion. They probably don't block. 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 Do it. Nah. Opponent's smart. So here I want him to potentially not attack Chandra. Rankle's actually fine. So I feel like this turn goes all out at us. Perfect. So Chandra's Triumph here. Hey Damon Marley, how's it going? We are jamming some magic. So 7 damage this turn, and I could Clarion. They probably likely draw a card, so I think we just take the damage because I Clarion next turn, and then I'll just sack this for 3 cards. If they get us to discard, I'll just discard one of the Chandras. They do nothing. No, we still have Golden Egg. We are playing a big red, so a Chandra deck. Kind of red splash white just for Clarion and a couple sideboard cards control. So the nice thing is even if they have Questing Beast, we have an answer to it. And then if we draw another land, we have Chandra. You know what, I probably should have plussed this turn. That's fine. Land would be very good for us. Or just another 6 mana spell that we can't do anything about. I'm just going to plus this turn. This opens us up to having removal. Foulmire's fine. If that's their whole turn, I'm not too concerned. So their 4 mana is what scares me the most. So let's crank this up. Ay. So that's 3 life we can gain anyways. Okay, so there's our land. Not particularly concerned of Foulmire, so I think Golgari's, there's a couple of versions. If they want to poke Chandra for 1, they can. If they just hit us for 1, that's also okay. We played 2 different versions the other day. The Turbo Citadel adventure and then the Great Henge version. That's fine. If you're gonna murder Strider or Chandra, that means we can just go Chandra. Yeah, yeah, that's the one we played, the Kvardik version. That one was better than the Turbo Citadel one. Don't really have a need for Irencrag right now, so let's just go Chandra uptick. Might have this one. Kyle, did you get the card in the mail from the last giveaway? It didn't get returned to sender this time, so hopefully it came to you. I think we might have this one. Okay, casualties, that's fine, because I could still Irencrag. We didn't have enough mana to Chandra's Regulator and do that. It's worth noting they do have casualties main. They do have ways to deal with our Planeswalkers. Damon, we played it a couple days ago on stream. I have about an 1.5-hour video up on YouTube if you want to check it out. Liliana's scary. So what I can do here is I could just Chandra's what am I doing? Chandra's Regulator here. Yeah. Chandra's Regulator, double it up, and then we're good. So in this matchup, Lava Coils are good. Devout Decree. So we saw Liliana there, but I think it's a little narrow. The question is, do we want Warboss? We didn't show them any creatures, but I feel like the ground's pretty gummed up there. Spyglass just gets hit incidentally, so maybe we just keep it like this and drop out. Bonecrusher can at least block Questing Beast, so I don't actually care to remove too many. So let's just do shave 1 and 1 Irencrag. So usually for Irencrag, if the matches go long, I'm more inclined to shave 1. Actually, we're on the draw, so I think having it on the draw is probably more beneficial. It might be wrong cutting Irencrag, or not Irencrag, Bonecrusher. This hand's fine. Kill everything. Go from there. Sure. Golden Egg's actually my choice I would probably take. You see, like, we're hampered on mana. Yeah. Opponent is playing well. So Questing Beast is probably the worst for us to see. Like Rankle, I don't care because I have 3 ways to kill it. If they attack in, I'm just going to shock this Paradise Druid. We can get casualties this turn, which is kind of gross. Okay, we can't get casualties this turn. Oh, damn. Oh, damn. Actually, I think what we do here is we take them off a land, because that takes them... And then what I can do is I have 2 burn spells next turn to take out Nissa. Drawing to Chandra is also relevant. So here, Chandra's Triumph. So unfortunately, as a red deck, we have to use multiple spells. And like in this matchup, like you can bring in stuff like Prison Realm, but that as an answer to Planeswalker is not good in a deck that has Casualties of War. Clarion, actually Clarion doesn't do anything here. Missing line drops kind of hurts, so I'm going to stomp one of these. And then, if need be, I kind of want to keep that in case they have Rankle. Because we're in a grind game, I'd rather take them off that. Okay. So here we're at 1 off Chandra, which should help us kind of stabilize. If they want to use removal on Bonecrusher, that's fine. And the fact we have 2 Chandras, if we draw the land, one's to sweep, they can start drawing cards. And they might worry about playing... Oh, they got casualties. That sets us quite far back. Oh! Give me that, Chandra. So, we're dead to like Rankle or Questing Beast. And I can't cast it again. doesn't have to make sense when they obviously draw it and then kill my Chandra and then I can't do anything. I think we're too far behind on this one. So they have Nisas, so I think we want the Spyglass. Can cut down an Irencrag. And probably a Regulator. Go from there. It's kind of like an aggro deck, this one. So Rankle lets them sack their like Paradise Druids once they ramp ahead. Can't keep this hand. We can keep this hand. So Ugin to the bottom. We don't have the lands, but we came to do one thing today. And that thing is Irencrag Chandra. No Duress on one is also good. Show me lands. Although not a land, my guess is they have, so they'll have Foulmire Knight. So it's Foulmire Knight. What's his face? Of course, don't draw the lands. Kill this now. It's Foulmire Knight, Lovestruck Beast, Murderous Rider, and then they probably play 2 of the Order of Midnight. That's usually the shell they do if they're not playing like the Knights version. Davriel. What do you go to? 2? That's fine. Oh my god. If I was them, I would cut Edgewall in a deck full of cheap burn removal. Especially Clarion and stuff that it just gets incidentally swept up. You're likely not going to be able to assemble a critical mass. Yeah, so they have Lovestruck here. That's actually incredibly frustrating. There's 25 lands in this deck. The one thing Edgewall does do is it turns on Lovestruck Beast as a attacker. Even if you don't do its adventure. They take Chandra with this hand. Chandra's the only thing that's meaningful. Clarion's an option, but with them having Lovestruck Beast out, I don't think it's as critical. Chandra's Triumph. I guess that gets rid of Rankle. They probably force us to discard here. The opponent's not using Rankle the way you should probably be using Rankle. So the question is here, do we Clarion or Lava Coil? I think we just Lava Coil. The thought consideration there was if they had Questing Beasts. Lava Coil's a clean answer. Yeah, we're dead. Deadzos. I think what we actually... So I could Chandra, just trade Chandra for Nisa, but I feel like we're not coming ahead there. So I'm actually just going to Chandra uptick here. They attack 2 forests into Chandra, and then I could Clarion, wipe them off 2 lands. deck I'd imagine, so they'll have 4 Overgrown Tombs and probably like 5 Forests, so even if they ultimate, it's not like it's the mono green decks or like the food decks where you get like 10 lands out of it. We also don't beat Anissa ultimate ever because we can't kill anything. I am not 100% sure what the channel points things are, to be honest, Quantum. Yeah, we're dead. We're pretty confidently dead here. The Clarion was kind of our catch-up mechanic. Clarion off the top. Give us a chance. It's not the end of the world, because this shuts off Nissa for a turn. Oh, fuck. Yeah, we're gonna concede this one. Liliana's coming down next turn. We can't deal with 3 Planeswalkers with no hand. Alright, so thoughts time. It did some cool stuff. It doesn't have enough draw mechanic. And mana-wise, like... Because you can't play Doom Foretold in this shell because our threats are permanents and we're not really making tokens. We can splash black. You have Theater of Horrors, but not really a way to trigger it reliantly. Experimental Frenzy and 4 mana Chandra don't benefit the deck because you have to play out of your hand and at a weird kind of pace. Yeah, I think without like I guess you can do what's it called? What do we got? Chandra. This one exiles the top card of your library, but it's the timing of when you gotta play it, which I don't like. I like to be able to hold up. This one just deals damage and ramps. We don't do elementals. You just do random things. Yeah, it's... Maybe we go more white. You play like Justice Strike instead of like Scorching Dragonfire. Maybe some hard board wipes with like the adventure spells. But it was an interesting deck. It was something fun to play. What I'm gonna do is just take 2 minutes. I'm gonna wrap this one up. I'll be back in like 2 to 5 minutes. We'll be playing another deck. I'm gonna cut the stream for a sec, and then I'll be right back. And then we'll go from there. But thanks for those tuning in. We'll be back momentarily. And then we'll be playing, I think we'll do Black-White Life Gain Aggro next, and then we'll take it from there. So be right back. Otherwise, thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you shortly.